What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Metaplanet with the ticker symbol 3350 and MTPLF. I will first be going over what I see in the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. So Metaplanet is still in a correction, and how do I know? It's because we're still below the downward sloping trend line. So Thursday was a red day, Friday was a gap down, but it did move up higher slightly. But overall, we still see lower prices. I think this correction doesn't look to be over, in my opinion. And I think Metaplanet still wants to correct. It wants to correct because that's just how a market works. People take their profits, whether you like it or not. People are short sellers, whether you like it or not, which will cause the price to drop. So in this case, there are more aggressive sellers in the market than aggressive buyers. They are able to overcome the buying pressure, which causes the price to drop. So the correction is still in play. I still expect more downside. There's definitely a lot of gaps that can be filled. Maybe a retest of the breakout of $700 or 700. I think this is measured in yen, JPY. So there's still more downside left. That's what I see on the chart, and that's what I anticipate. Keyword is in anticipation. But if the market does choose to do something different, meaning like we break the trend line, it looks like we have found a floor or support, then we can look back at higher prices. But until then, I would say it's higher likelihood we see more downside than upside with what I see on the chart right now. Let's take a look at MTPLF. You can see definitely this one right here, still below the trend line as well, just barely hanging on. But if it fails, there's definitely some gaps that can be filled. 954, 830, and then so on. So overall, it still kind of looks to me like a correction more than a resumption of the trend higher. Let's go back to 3350. Bitcoin Treasuries list number 7, and they're going to be buying aggressively more. Very good. Bring them probably into the top 5. And most likely once they're there, the list is not going to change that much. The top 5 probably won't change as much because of how much they will be holding. So again, Metaplanet looking very strong long term, but in the near term, I still think that correction is ongoing because of this overextension in the market. Even on the weekly chart, overextended from the EMA, we're seeing some big candles develop towards the downside. Looking at the log scale, looks like we're just going to be pulling back due to that overextension. You can see this was the first trend line angle right here, and then price went inside of a steeper trend line angle. 1, 2, and then we potentially have the third one right here, or we could have another one after this correction is over, something like that. So overall, it is breaking that bullish trend line. We are below our bearish trend line, a little bit overextended. Price normally comes back to the EMA after a while. So I think everything is still on par for lower prices. So let's see what happens, see how this develops. It's a very volatile stock, and it can easily switch to being back to bullish. You could think of it as like a switch in the market, depending on the time frame. It'll be switching between bullish and bearish bias. Right now, it's a bearish bias. That's all I have for Metaplanet on the daily and weekly charts. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.